10 in the morning. It's been a long day. So, hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. Hi. And today we'll be working on many things. There are many things to work on. So many. Too many. Some would even argue. But not me. Because those things have to be done. And as such, they will be done. Let me just turn off a couple of things in the background. That's too many folders open for no good reason. Okay, splendid. So, today we'll be working on things and stuff, you know. You know how it is. Things and stuff and such and others. It's fine, I'm fine, it's fine. Let me just get everything ready and sorted and almost ready. Just need one more quick, there we go. Now it should be all working and golden. Hi, the Quasar, hi. Okay, so speaking of actually, what we're gonna start with is some simple website work, but simple this time. This time it's gonna be simple, it's gonna be content. How difficult could that be? Just writing a page, because I'll be honest, there is a lot that has to be done. And so I'm writing a page for everyone who would like to help us out. Because my lord, we need help. Right, left, correct, forwards, backwards. Okay. First things first. Why are these crooked? Why is one of them larger than the other one? It's a flex container. Direction row, obviously, and they both have the same class. Which I'm guessing is because the margin is set to auto. It is not set to auto. Well, the plot thickens. Why is one of them larger than the other one? Is it due to the amount of text? That would make sense. The paragraphs are roughly similar in size. What if I auto you? Well, that looks disgusting. My day today is gonna be filled with things I enjoy doing. I'm certain. It already started great. I may or may not be having a slight breakdown, I think. Derealization, I do believe is what it's called, but it doesn't matter. Nothing a good bit of music can fix, and then okay, so first things first, I would like both of these to have the same size ideally. That would be nice. The question is, why don't they? Is the yellow margin, is it padding? I don't remember which is which. I think it's margin. So apparently it happens because the container itself, one of them is smaller. That's odd. I would have preferred the size of the container to be dependent on. Well, that's tricky. Because I do want both of them to be the same size. That's specifically why I set them up this way. Okay. So the question is, why is the paragraph wrapping so early on the right one and so late on the left one? That is effectively the question we're trying to answer, is it not? CSS, perhaps the container above is rules, the one pertaining both videos and websites, the row. So this entire thing, all it has is just that it's a flex row to align them side to side. Oh, this does have box sizing, border box. No, that's and a whole bunch of other things. I mean, I imagine there is some reason, or maybe it's a section. No. CSS would determines when a paragraph runs onto itself. There's gonna be a lot of things I enjoy today. Hi the Panzer, how you doing? Mozilla developer, my beloved. Oh, this can work. Revise my move bond strength, so no. How is it? Hi, David. I'm also not having a good day. What happened, David? What happened? This looks rough, and it does not. I basically got replaced by a good friend of mine. What? What do you mean got replaced? What happened? Friends come and go, friends come and go. I'm really sorry to hear that. If I understand what happened, I'm really sorry. Well, I've had motivation for a few months. I mean, I suppose it's a little silver lining. Hi, Darash. Hi. A nice exam in 40 minutes. Good luck. Good luck on the exam. Alright. Let me just get a deep breath. Right, okay. Well, David, if you want a distraction, I have a reputation for providing a good one in scenarios like these, at least so I've been told. So, hey, that's something. Uh-huh. As such, and so on. To be fair, I started with a pretty boring thing, didn't I? There's another thing I need to work on. Well, there are many things I need to work on, this being one of them. Which is the summary of the article about formalisms and systems. And so, would the summary be? Well, well. I also need to get back in charge of the new Make It videos, because I forgot to watch them for a few months, so I have good distractions till it leaves. Well, I hope they don't disappoint. I really hope. I have been on a bit of a... It's difficult to call it a side project, because it's really a main project. But I haven't been focusing on the videos nearly as much as I used to, because I've just been focusing on the charity. Which is funny enough what we're doing right now. And so the videos are really becoming, with every passing day, more and more just a part of it, which is nice. I enjoy it. I enjoy that development. Because now there's going to be a lot more than just videos. And hopefully today, I was planning to announce the full functionality of the website like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, but I just couldn't make it on time, so I think it's going to happen today. Although I am not certain at this point because there's just so much to do. There's always so much to do. Marking, depending on the application was. So more than filling is a page like that. This thing. And setting this thing. Which make this these systems. Oh, by the way, message to anyone. If anyone here would like to help us out on the website, would be appreciated. There is a lot that needs to be done, which is actually why I'm writing the help page right now, for people who would like to join in. I suppose that is actually higher priority probably than the article. The article will be second. It's right here. I suppose that should be fun. Let's write the website in Kotlin. And let's not. Oh, why is it there? Why is it there? What? No! That's not where you should be! What do you mean? That is the last place you should be. It's a column display. Oh my lord. Why there? No! Bad header. Oh, why are you displayed in a row? That's what happens. No, bad header. This div to this div to this, that's correct. It looks like the style of this div is being applied to this header, which... Or rather, the style of this div is applied to this header, which it shouldn't. Oh, you absolute... Each row is section. Oh, so each new row has to be a new section. Gotcha. Beautiful, that works. So there's a 1,000 to 1 ratio for Java Kotlin materials. Yeah, because Java is the original one. No wonder. Kotlin, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kotlin is just a convenience. Well, calling it a convenience wrapper is a bit diminishing to it. It's a lot more than that. But like purpose-wise, it's just like a convenience wrapper for Java, isn't it? All right. Good night, Caper. Alright, see ya, Panzer. See ya. To be fair, I suppose that is on me for doing a live stream at 10 in the morning on a weekday, but in my defense, this live stream is for me. I need a distraction, so it's fine. Well, not really. I don't really need a distraction. That's not true. No. I'm not having a bad day. I'm not having a good day, but I'm not having a bad day. So this is more so I need to be productive because there's a lot of work to be done, and I need to focus on that work. Yes, there we go. As you can see, my mind is a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm having a slight breakdown. But right now is not a good time for it, hence why the lashing hand to keep me productive. It works and focused. Just said make it whilst being distracted. It's fine. Another thing is the priority. First. Is there anything else I need to mention? Yesterday I was able to make just I was able to make gate for a MOSFET, and I think the next week I'll be doping it to make NMOS for PMOS. You're doping transistors? Oh, that's quite sick. Why are you road? Display, no, don't display it as flex. Okay, maybe not class section actually, now I think about it. Oh, so section is supposed to have its own divs. Gotcha. understood now. Because otherwise it's just gonna be gross. There we go, that's something. But at the same time, come on, let's not be silly now. Margin 4em, maybe a bit higher than 4em. Why can I not change the... Fine, I'll change it like a caveman. Why can't I just slide? We live in the future, I thought. Margin left. 10em. And the same thing for the right. Bit yucky. The charge is not there. Okay, good. I messed up the tags. Was it like this? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna make it something. Alright, bye David. See ya. No, the checkup channel. Alright, let me see. Ooh, that is neat. Oh, that's a neat wafer. What does the process of designing something like this look like? What do you actually design? I vaguely remember asking this question already in the past, but I don't remember the answer. Shush! Sorry, that was my phone alerting me that I have glassware to pick up. Yeah, I know. Can I href an email address actually? I'm pretty certain I can. I am just wary of the consequences. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. I'm certain there is some kind of way to provide how to provide an email address as a link. You will have to link not to HTTP. Honestly, most of it is already done. This is what technology not set up. It's just design's job to choose what technology to build the circuits on. Oh, that does work. Beautiful. Some usually customers need it, I would assume. Yeah, but what I mean is that, like, you know, you still do design somewhere, right? Like, you still have control over it. So what is it exactly that you control? So, you know, when it comes to PCB design, right, then what you control is where the connections go, like which parts are conductive. When you design a model to be printed, you design what should be filled in, what shouldn't be filled in. That's kind of the question I'm looking for, you know? explains everything, right? Why are you smaller than you? No, they aren't. They are. Oh, that is horrendous. And it vanishes when I... They should have the same margin. Right here, there's slightly... Okay, can I... Separate window, thank you. They have the same size. They do not. Which is interesting because margin left and margin right is 10 EM, whilst right here it is 10 EM, the margin left and right. So this should be the same as this. HTML units. I think I'm misunderstanding how what EM should be. Relative font size of the element. I'm sorry, but don't they have the same font size? Apparently they do not. Okay, what else do we have? Rem. Rem will work. Okay. At least it should. I hope. Which means that right here, instead of M, let's do Rem. I'm going to lose my mind. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Just need to do something real quick. Real quick. Alright, I am in fact back and front end, funny. So, then you definitely assess the layout of transistors, stuff like such as the and be in their interconnections, just treating as layout engineers. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Hi Leviander, hi, welcome. Relative to width of the zero. Now that's an interesting one. The issue is that unless I am incorrect, the size of the root font should be the same. Wait, what's it called again? Font size of the root element, there we go, should be the same for both of these because they should have the same root element, unless I am misunderstanding what the root element is. Which is why this margin on left and right confuses me. Actually, no, wait, it is the same. No, wait, it is the same. There's for some reason a gap between... Well, that is curious. For some reason there is a gap between the margin of the section, or rather the border, whatever you want to call it, the section, you know, the outermost point of the section, and the beginning of the margin for the div in the middle. My lord, I dislike CSS. Why are you like this? This is why I absolutely stay away from web dev. I wish I could as well, Quasar, trust me. You think I do it because I want to? No. I don't... Okay, I don't like web dev is an understatement. That is the polite way of putting it. Genuinely, why is there... You see, like, the right here, there's a region... Wait, actually, hold on. Yeah, no, you can see it. Right here, there's a region where the yellow margin and the blue container just don't align. I hope you guys do the web dev for me. He loves reaction godforsaken. Oh. I hope his soul eventually will find peace. Yeah, no, I suppose I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what causes this. This is horrendous. In C, the programming language I love, there is something called undefined behavior, which is basically something you want to avoid. Like that's the biggest thing you want to avoid, undefined behavior. And what undefined behavior is basically exactly what it sounds like. Behavior that isn't defined, it's randomness effectively. Undefined behavior means that you have an error which causes your program to do something random. And that's dangerous. The problem is that in high-level languages like HTML and calling HTML languages a bit rough, but whatever, CSS I suppose falls close enough, JavaScript, TypeScript, stuff like these. All you have is undefined behavior because no one knows how anything works. And right now it's fine. Why is it fine if it's ever so slightly smaller, but if I turn this off, it's not fine anymore? This is mental! What if I increase the RAM to 12? What happens then? What happens if I just do this? Make this larger. It's closer! Well! Progress. Good. Fixed! That's what we're gonna call it. Let's big quotes, fixed. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. As if I care. Git commit, all message, help page, clap. Yeah, sure, help page. Git push. Here. We make it. It's now broken on my ultra-wide monitor. I'm gonna add a script to the website in the header that first checks if your display is exactly 1920 by 1080, and if it isn't, it just redirects you somewhere else. I don't know where. It just redirects you somewhere. You don't use this website now. Oh, but another thing I realized, by the way, is that you need to set CSS differently depending on the browser, which is horrendous. Why is that a thing? Why are there certain things that... Why are there certain, like, pieces that do exact same thing in CSS, but are called different based on the browser? So, for example, change progress bar color CSS. Look, this. Wait, is it this? I'm actually not certain it is this. I think it is. Or maybe it isn't. Wait, no, background green. This makes the background green. But if you want to make it this green, you need to do the WebKit progress bar. this. There we go. For Firefox, you want to do the following. For Chrome and Safari, you want to do the following. And the color attribute doesn't work. That is a fun tidbit of news. I'm fine. Hold on, let me update the website. Oh yeah, I need to log in. Thing. Right. Also, I need to add in my. It's fine. I forgot I need to type in my what is it called? GitHub token, right? My GitHub token, because I'm not familiar with it. It's fine. Oh yeah, and once again, password for me. I hope this works. Restarting the website is so terrifying to me every single time. It does! Look at that! It's fine. It's okay, it's alright, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Hey kids. Out of sheer curiosity, did you actually commit everything? Or would you look at that? You didn't. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, I'm relaxed, I'm fine. I'm enjoying myself. I am enjoying my time. I'm having fun. I'm having fun, and it's relaxing, it's great. Oh, this time at least I didn't need to type in my password to restart it. That's good. There we go, it works. I don't understand why also git add is a thing. I'm certain there is a reason. I just would love to know that reason why git add is a thing. Because what you might have noticed is that when I do git commit, I already do the A flag. I just imagine you pick a Rocking and React project saying, I'm having fun, my life is whole, I'm not crazy, I'm normal, I'm enjoying my... I'm fine. Okay. This, I'm gonna add it in. There we go. Oh, beautiful. 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 Splendid. Lovely. That's fantastic. Okay, so that's the first thing that needed to be done. What is the second? Well, the second would be either working on the video or working on the article. They both have semi-similar priority. And I think finishing up the article could be better. I think so. So you can piss off. There we go. And let's work on the article. So, so and such, and henceforth, right, the summary. And also, oh, I just remembered, there's also a section about quantum mechanics and general relativity I haven't fully wrote in. Okay. That's fine. And honestly, after dealing with DNS records, quantum mechanics sounds delightful. I enjoy that. By comparison, it's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. I still don't. This is still baffling to me that we have chosen to inflict this system upon us. No one forced us to create the modern internet. We did it to ourselves. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Right. Classical. Have a need to describe randomness or whether there is no objective frame. Reference. Need formalism. There you go. Have more fun. Alright, bye, Vende. Bye. Have a good one. Just make it this record for global coordinates next. No. One day, I'm still on it. One day I'm going to make my own networking protocol. I'm not going to make the networking protocol so that it could be used. No. The whole purpose of the networking protocol I want to make would be to serve as a spite-filled example of just how better life could have been. I wouldn't want it to be used because that would just make the problem worse, just adding another protocol to the mix to make the entire system so much worse. But I would just like there to be an example, just to show everyone how bad we truly have it. Quantumness and time. Make a woman made DNS even more for you. DNS sec. What is that? Hold on. DNS sec. Where are you? At security advisor security. Secure domain names to the binding procedures. Denial of existence, my lord. My lord to all these. Hi, Laquaza, how you doing?
Haven't you ever wanted to abstract out your DNS records even more?
I think that Ted Kaczynski might have had a point, is what I think. Because this is upsetting.
It's madness.
You know what's wild to me? MX the record is a thing. Like,
Yep.
Here's like on the surface, it may seem completely normal, but think about this. All right, 20 years ago, even 20 years ago, acceptable. Okay, we have our digital emails, counterpoint to physical emails. Makes sense. New technology, we create the standard for it. Fine. We live in the year of our Lord 2026, if you want to send an email-esque message, if you want to send some data, readable human data to another person, you can do it using basically any protocol in existence.
Yeah.
Why do we have a separate protocol specifically designed to send human readable data? That's basically every protocol in existence.
I assume you mean SMTP?
Pick whichever acronym you want for it. I don't. I mean,
I'm in this belief of like, we had a bunch of neckbeards in the 80s and 90s that defined these things, and they were like, yeah, this is the way it's going to be, probably for like 3 to 5 years,
Yeah, and then
and
no
then
one
they
changes
just
it.
stuck around.
Yeah, because
Exactly.
what happened is that quick thing. We're like, oh yeah, let's make this because it's a fun new technology. But then someone else built upon that thing, and then another
Yep.
person, and eventually a big company comes along and they're like, oh yeah, we're all about that thing. We love that thing. Let's add it in. And all of a sudden, you have just
Now it's mainstream.
and all of a sudden you have Outlook, and like, well, what's gonna happen to Outlook without an email? I'm sorry, if I want to say,
Pretty much.
it's like, it's so, because if you think about it, the reason why email was such a breakthrough, it was because, well, electronic mail, it way faster, like, not even comparable. But nowadays, if I want to send someone something, I just use Discord. Like, that's the ideal state of email. Instantaneous communication. In text form.
Now emails are more of just a formality than anything. Like, if you want to look a bit more professionally.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like, it's traditional, right? That's why it's used, because it's the tradition. It's because it has that reputation. It just has everything going with it. It has that the aura of mysticism around it. I would say, even we're like, oh, it's the email. But if you think about it from a technical point of view, there is really no practical difference between an email, like functionality difference between email or something like Discord or Messenger or WhatsApp. But you don't see Discord having its own dedicated internet product. What do you mean? Just
I feel like also email itself has kind of transformed to a degree. Because now it's more
yeah.
of like a quasi-digital passport than anything else.
It really is. Where if the standard being that if you want to reset your password anywhere, you get an email for it. If you want to register with some kind of online account, you just add your email in to verify that you exist, for example, as one of the layers to have that permanent connection.
Yep.
But at the same time, even then, OAuth is just so much objectively better. In my opinion,
yeah.
in my opinion at least, it's objectively better because at the end of the day, the reason why you want this kind of email passport sort of thing is simply to just have something you're tied to, something that's verified. But you can already do that with OAuth. And people can say like, oh yeah, but in order to have OAuth, you need like this another website to verify. You need to trust that other website. Yeah, but that's how the entire internet works. You can never have. That's just how it works. I'm not having a good day. Not fun. The DNS records have broken me because
They're pretty cancer.
they're rough. I don't know what half of them do, and the half that I do know what they do baffle me.
If it makes you feel better, there's like 30 types of records, and I only know like what 5 or 6 of them do because the other ones are just irrelevant.
Don't forget TXT. Like, we say 30, fine. TXT, however, is meant to serve as the blank slate for when a record isn't mainstream enough to be a record.
That's just incredible. It really is just built on duct tape and prayers.
I genuinely am baffled why MX as a record exists. It is. I understand DNS. DNS is a brilliant technology. I mean, come on. The fact that you can just.
And absolutely necessary.
Yeah, the fact that you can type in make it to WTF and that's it is wild. My goodness. It's honestly. It is one of those questions where if you want to teach someone about computer science, then it is one of the questions to get them interested, which is, okay, let you plug into the internet for the first time ever on a completely new device, and you are able to type in makeit.wtf and find the website, which means establish a communication between your brand new computer and that server based on the name alone. You don't know where that server is. There is no centralized agency responsible for just keeping track of every server in existence. It just works. Two computers can just plug in together to a network and just communicate together. It is brilliant.
Oh yeah, and basically it's given to you by like, sure you can call it arbitrary to a degree, but some company, be it Cloudflare, Microsoft, Cisco, Google, they basically say, hey, welcome to the internet. Here's your phone book. You can go anywhere you want.
Exactly. That's the fact that it works with just based on collaboration alone, no enforcement is brilliant. But then
Oh yeah.
you have MX in there, and that confounds me. I'm not gonna give up on the MX thing because MX is just like, okay, A, I understand. Quad A, I get it. What is the
Yep.
practical difference between an A and an MX?
I'm not going to say a cheeky answer. That's just rude.
Oh, I would devote to screaming. Oh. No, but it is just. It's rarely
It's
ever that I get the. I just genuinely, like 7 in the morning, I was laughing out of my mind my entire apartment because I just was reading the website. I am one of the few people who is in the position that can tell you quantum mechanics is less annoying. When people say, I honestly am thrilled for one day when I finally get to study and make videos about rocket science, just so that I can say people, rocket science is better.
Don't go learn DNS. Screw IT. Rocket science. That's the way to go.
Because what's horrible is that in quantum mechanics, you have all those computing things, but they're necessary. Like, we don't have control of the laws of the universe. We made the internet. We did this to ourselves. No one
We
forced
chose
us.
this path. We built this
It's a
path.
self-inflicted harm.
We looked down a linear route from point A to point B and said, no, we're gonna go scale this mountain, then come back down instead.
The corkscrew. Too easy.
With one leg.
What's mental to me is that if I have two devices, and if I want to create my own protocol between them so that they can communicate, I can do it. I have the technical ability to do it. If I have two devices and I want one of them, not even two devices, if I want to build two machines, one on one side of the globe, the other on the other, where the first one is going to measure the moisture of the air and every 15 seconds send that data to the other device, which will then display it on the screen, I personally have the technical ability to do that. I know how to do it. If, however, I have two computers in the same room, and if I was asked to send an email from one of them to the other, I don't know how to set it up.
It's up in the air.
Yeah, no idea how to set it up. Because I'm gonna try setting it up and then at some point, oh, no, sorry, your email didn't go through because the ABDG VSF certificate isn't set properly to point to the BS. I don't know.
Well, then the other problem you have is like, it's like with the Cloudflare thing. You have these random abstractions that are just like shadow errors. They just appear when least expected, and of course least desired. It's like, oh, if I proxy this, it's just gonna bork it. But there's never really anything to concretely tell you, hey, don't do this for an MX record, otherwise it's gonna explode.
Yeah, basically every single, because of how complex it became, every single problem when it comes to networking is unique. Unless you have the specific
It really
environment you're working in, it's going to be unique. It's because of how much interconnection there is. I mean, I'll be.
Even. Oh yeah.
You can go on. I was gonna run some more.
I was gonna say, like, even if you have like the same setup and you replicate it in a different part of the world, you might face completely different L1 issues. The way the fibers ran, or if it's coax, or if it's something even worse. And then it might add some weird latency, and then you have time drift issues. You can have the weirdest things happen in complete replicas of networks in different environments, or sometimes even in the same area, because sometimes shit just does happen.
Yeah, no two setups will ever. Every single other setup is unique, which means that every single
Exactly.
issue has to be troubleshot on its own. Troubleshot, beautiful word. On its own, and it's just making everything so much worse. I do have to say that I do like Cloudflare. I enjoy
Oh,
it
me
because,
too. It's great.
because it's the only tool in. Okay, no, maybe Cloudflare and GitHub, I would say. The only two tools I have found, unless I'm forgetting about some others, where they both are really, really useful on their own. They're not like just pretending to be useful. They're not like tools that are just there for the new people. And then once you actually learn the topic, they become absolutely useless because you realize just how pointless all the features actually were. Like, they're genuinely useful, and at the same time, they're designed in a way that you don't have to be an expert in order to use them. They're useful for experts, and at the same time, you don't have to be an expert to use them, and I find that an incredible feat.
Yeah, that I agree with.
The fact that the proxy button thing still cracks me up. We're like, oh yeah, how do I disable the proxy? It's literally a switch labeled proxy. That is beautiful. That's how I want
I'm
Windows to
happy you
work.
like the GIF for it.
Oh yeah, thank you. Without the GIF, I wouldn't have navigated. I didn't know what to do there. It's called, you see the name proxy with a switch. I honestly was typing in proxy on my keyboard and it wasn't doing anything, so I was just stuck.
Oh, it's like when I first did it, I was just clicking on the cloud itself. I didn't know there was a radio button.
Oh yeah, same here, yeah. The same as when I was trying to edit the record, I saw the text that said edit, with an underscore in blue, and so I obviously hovered over it with my mouse and started yelling at my computer, edit, edit, and it wasn't working. So I don't know how that works. It's
Oh my god.
cryptic.
There's like this one time where this is like me when I was like a 22-year-old gremlin. I was in my old workplace and we had a printer, and I slapped a sign that said voice activated. We had one guy approach it and he started going like, print, run. I was like, brother, how did you actually fall for this?
I'm going with, I really need to make really high quality stickers with some kind of made up logo and some kind of made up name of a company, like, I don't know, Mistware or something like that. And the sticker that just has the logo, it says powered by Mistware, voice activated. Just so I can slap those stickers on whenever I pass by. But they need to look like really professional.
You can use my company name if you want, because it's the most generic sounding, and people even go like, that doesn't exist.
Oh no, what is it?
It's called Cogbite.
Oh yeah, that is. That's
And bite spelled with the Y.
that does sound obviously like some, yeah, basically the company from a sitcom that handles the electronics in one episode.
Yep. And you can go to cogbite.com, and it's got the most generic looking website. Kid you not.
Oh yeah. Oh my lord. Okay, I don't want to, because here's the thing, I don't want to be mean. But this is so generically corporate.
Oh, it was meant to be that way. Like, that is the purpose. That means that I achieved the goal.
Hi there, figure, by the way, hi, but just so I can read. Enterprise technology solutions for the digital age. Cookbite delivers cutting-edge technology services to help your business thrive in today's extremely competitive landscape. Whoa. It's a nicely designed website.
This way, like, if you put stickers of that, I will not mind, because it'll just be hilarious, because people will be like, wait, that's real?
You know what? That's tempting. I know a guy who can make stickers like these. I might message him. I'm going on a field trip soon, and I just would love every place I'm in just slapping a voice activated sticker and everything.
Oh, it'd be incredible.
Oh, you got an update figure. Do a spill. Do a spill. Do a spill. Now's the time. Oh, I really hope I get some people who would like to help out with the website because it is desperately needed.
Web dev sucks.
It is horrendous. I dislike web dev so much. I like pure backend, just backend of functionalities alone, because
Yep.
that makes sense. Over there, you say that A is equal to a 10 and A is equal to a 10. You don't get A, not like with frontend or or networking where you set A equal to a 10 and what you get back is, oh, make sure that the connector is plugged into the flux capacitor before setting a variable in the local section of the navbar header. I feel like
Pretty
an old,
much.
I feel like an old man yelling at the cloud, but I mean I am an old man yelling at the cloud, pun intended.
Oh, I'm there with you. It's like, I don't know. To me, when I get this like vibe of when I think of web dev, I think of like, oh, I have to be like this professional painter in front of the world and like make this beautiful canvas and everyone's judging me. But in the back end, I can have the most like dank, cool looking lab with just stuff everywhere, and it's just for me. It's my zen. It's my zone, and I understand it.
The fact it is upsetting just how nicer everything could be. I'm so glad with this website because with this website there are so many things where I'm like looking at other tools on the internet, and every single time I realize, oh, we could just have it be better, or just easier to use. If there's ever something annoying me on the website anywhere, I don't even get mad at the people who made the website because, well, sometimes just features don't apply to me specifically. Like sometimes I'm looking for a hyper specific thing and no one just has it, and yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm looking for a hyper specific thing. It's my problem. But having a website is so convenient because then you can just implement it once and have it be set forever. Hold on, because this is important. I'm really sorry, Quasar. After she didn't show up at the party, I asked if she wanted to go to coffee. She then said that she can't. Oliver was there because of work, and she would reach out. Anyway, she then got sick and told me that she didn't text me yesterday. She texted me and she thought about it and that she would not like to meet me. I'm really sorry to hear that figure. I am. Well, I'm glad you still went through it. I'm glad you shot your shot, if you will. She next minute she said she thought about it and she would not like to meet me. Do you mean?
I know this may sound like the consolation prize, but it's not meant to sound that way. But yeah, the important part is you tried. You as a person stepped up, you grew up, and became better. You gave it a chance rather than bottling those emotions that would have just festered and clawed at you. So honestly, even though it didn't work out, props to you. You did great.
Everything I was just about to say, Quaz already said. I just agree. At the same time, it sucks. It sucks. There's no denying. It sucks. But, well, honestly, I am pretty fucking impressed that you went through with it. Because...
yeah, most people don't.
Most people really don't. And that's not even like hypothetically most people don't. You have no idea how many people actually tell me that they want to do something of the sort, like they have someone they fancy and they want to tell them, and how often those people do nothing. Because, well, we don't talk about those people often because they do say that to me privately, so I don't point names. Kind of rude of me to do, but I can assure you that most people very much do not, and then after years they end up just hating themselves.
And then they live with that thought forever of, what if I tried? Because that is something you don't want to have in you. And congratulations on that one, because now you never will have that, which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm. And when the next one comes along, it will come easier for you.
Yep.
Bravery. True bravery. I never know how to segue out these topics. Because I don't want to seem disrespectful. Because I do care a lot about what people are going through. But at the same time, there is no denying that at some point a topic must end. And I just never know how to segue out of a topic like that.
Sometimes I'm pretty bad at that too. It's like, how do I make that soft transition over to why topic?
Yeah, but no. But the thing you have to realize is that like I've been doing this for years now, right? Every day. So I know because I am. I was this person basically all the time. You know, that also thing that really make it. You motivated me to go through it. Don't give me credit. Saying that I motivated you is like it's a nice sentiment. I appreciate it, but let's be honest. The reason why you went through it is because you went through it. No matter how much pleading or suggesting or advice I could give you, at the end of the day, it's not really about the reason. It is purely and only about emotion. As much as we like to pretend that our actions are reasonable, they are not. And at the end of the day, we are only guided by our emotions, which means the fact that you went through it means that you've conquered your fears and did a really brave act. Trust me. So good for you. You can't see me, but I just poured myself a cup of coffee and I just cheersed with it. I just realized that I don't have a camera on me, so I suppose not going to be quite visible. There we go. Anyways, last week. We don't have to force a segue, by the way. No, it's fine. I find it the easiest when the conversation is extremely fluid, because that makes it more comfortable for everyone. It's not that the topic has to change often, but it can change often. Because then there's no problem with segues. I can just segue out by saying I don't know how to segue. It's really convenient.
Segued into my other computer by pressing the KVM button.
Flexing.
Dude, next time you come over, I have to show you this KVM. I am like so proud of it. I love this KVM.
Well, might be sooner than you. Well, I don't know if we're gonna be sooner. Depends on when you think we're gonna come over. We plural. Are you free on the? What was it exactly? 16th of March. No, wait, 17th.
See, ooh, that's a day I don't have any meetings, so I can probably skedaddle from work then.
That's really would be quite convenient. Just fair warning, it might be like 3 in the morning. So the
wait, oh, well, that might be a little rough.
No, and we don't actually. What's funny is that we have planned out the trip with Remco, but we haven't really planned out what we're gonna do once we get back. And we want to have a victory lap, right? Like if everything goes according to plan, we want to have a celebration. So that celebration is the only thing left to plan. Hi, the Gemma. Hi. Long time no see. How are you doing? Busy, working on stuff and shit. I would like to announce the join the crew thing. Oh, by the way, what do you think? I'm really pleased with it because as much as I hate to admit it, Caper came up with it, not me. But the email address of makeit is beautiful.
Oh, I saw you guys make that in the chat yesterday. I was like, yeah, that's pretty slick. I like that.
Make it. I am so upset I'm not the one that came up with it. Because I used to have, no one here remembers it because no one here, I think, was there during those days, but a long time ago, when I had the 2 generations back website. This is like the 4th, I think, generation of the website. On the 2nd generation of the website, I had a thing I used to say a lot, which is https://makeit.charity/ you can go donate to my charity and get a size pie for yourself. And that's the thing I used to say a lot, you know, as a bit like an ad read where whenever any chance of a segue would happen, I would just say that. You know, we even sold like for charity, we sold hoodies with it on logo. It was really nice.
Yep.
And I just really want to have a new one where I just say, and if you'd like to help us, you too can make it at makeit.wtf. It's corny and I like it. It's really good.
It'll be memorable, and that's what matters.
Exactly. It's all that matters, you could even say. Back in my days, there was just a pie in the middle. Yeah. Back in my days, it was a repository of my projects. And I can promise you, no one was there on the first iteration of the website, because on the first iteration of the website, I was getting like 20 views per video. That was a while ago. My mask was made out of wood. That sounds like a joke, it isn't.
Truly modernized. Went from wood to plastic.
You know what's funny? I still have it. Actually, I just realized on my mask shelves, which are shelves filled with different Make-It masks, which once again sounds like a joke, but no, I really do have it in my apartment. On the lowest row.
Those are things to keep as well, because that's like going down memory lane.
Yeah. What's funny, everything I say does sound made up at this point, but I really do have my mask shelves filled with different iterations of the masks, and I'm gonna send it to you, Quasar. This is what lies on the lowest one. This is Make It Mask 0.0, and it looks like it's 0.0, doesn't it?
That looks like a prehistoric artifact.
It is made out of wood.
That makes it better.
It is made of wood. It is cracked as well. It's not made up, it's make it up. Exactly. If you don't mind, I'm gonna make a post on YouTube announcing this, because we need help. we just need help. There ain't no other way around it. Caper did a great job. I mean, yeah, Caper did a great job. You know, there are some other people who also work on the website, and I'm saying anything. Hold on, let me. Where is my image of Make It playing basketball over a shark? There it is. There we go. Beautiful. I think this conveys. There is so much conveyed in this simple image.
Oh yeah.
Love the artworks on the website. Glad to know All Matter is still around. Yeah, All Matter is great. In fact, my current drawing is the one in the bottom right corner, is made by All Matter. I've switched to the handsome Make It from the European Make. Well, I suppose a European Make It is the handsome Make It, but there we are. It looks a bit weird without the table because my cup is floating, but Ash right now is having his analysis exam, so he can't really join in. I can make my own Discord reactive. Oh my goodness, my problem with Discord reactive so far was that I need to have a different setup. If I want the table to be in between me and Remco, they need to overlap. Which Discord reactive can't, because it can only do constant distances between people. If I make my own Discord reactive, I can make a separate rule set for accounts of
that is true.
Mine, Remco's, and Ash's, so that it would overlap. Huh. Well, put that in the back pocket, I suppose. Add it to the list of 700 things that need to be done.
Just add a little coffee table that expands a little bit, and another coffee mug just sprouts up when Remco joins.
Oh.
But when he leaves, it just retracts, and it's just a little coffee table just for you.
That is brilliant and tempting.
And then Remco has to have some kind of different way to materialize and Thanos out when he leaves.
Whenever Remco joins in, it's just like a thunder sound effect and lightning goes in. Oh yeah.
Remco would probably be so happy.
Oh yeah, also Discord Reactive does have option to upload GIFs as images, which Katsi figured out for some reason one time. Yeah. They just joined in with the animated one. And I still haven't decided. I could. I have my own 3D Maker mode. I could just animate it, but I don't know. The All Matter one is just better. A rift through time and space opens. One of my favorite bits is whenever anyone says that they can pull some strings, just mentioning Remco because he's studying string theory. It's funny. Hi Rolo, how you doing? I like that what I started with is the image. That was the priority for this post. The bowling over a shark. That's the most crucial part of the message because it conveys the tone. That's a little tip for all of you
Like,
writers
need
out there.
you now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like there is. You see, that's what makes a good artistic image. It's open to interpretation. I have a whole collection of these as well because obviously I do. That's who I am as a person. And this is the still bowling again. There's also still bowling again and still bowling, which are all a separate image.
Oh, very good.
They're all. I enjoy them. I cherish them.
So I have a meeting later today about a topic that would make me actually want to do web dev instead.
Oh. Can you elaborate, or is it a secret?
So basically as you know, I have a multifaceted role in what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it is unfortunately project management, which is abysmal in some respects. Now, somewhere down this timeline of the world we call today, our good old friends at Microsoft decided that they wanted to add like a programming language for project managers. And this little apparatus is called Power BI, or Power Business Intelligence, I believe is what it's called. And I have to sit in with this meeting with the guy, his last name is Hagenbrock, so I've dubbed him the Hagenbrock Hamburger. And we have to sit down for 2 hours with the Hagenbrock Hamburger and just watch him crank out Power BI programming and help him. It's going to be
I have so many
pain.
questions. So first of all, Power BI, did you say? Is it called?
Yes, Power BI.
All right.
It
First,
is a,
what first comes to mind is I can absolutely imagine someone at Microsoft just being like, if AI is so good, why haven't they made a BI? Then it's born.
Yep.
Then the programming, I am hesitant, but at the same time curious. What is it exactly?
Okay, so do know I don't consider it actual program because it's pants on head dumb.
I can imagine.
Now, imagine that you want to be a bog standard project manager and you want to have a new robust way to present slide decks. You don't want to use that relic of a program we call PowerPoint. No, you want something new, something versatile, something adaptive. So you create new slides with Power BI that look tremendously worse. That is basically Power BI.
Right. So it's a tool for people to cosplay as technicians, like a tool for project managers to cosplay as technicians. Good.
And it sounds just as vapid as I'm saying it is.
Good. I'm glad that's exactly what I expected. It's nice when you have something and you don't think much of it and you're proven to be correct. That is brilliant.
And the best part is like you have all these project managers, they lap it up because they're like, yeah, it's called Power BI. That means it's strong. It's so asinine.
I am still, honestly, actually no, I wouldn't say I'm impressed because I was about to say I'm impressed, but actually now that I think about it, they just didn't call it Power AI because that's probably already trademarked. That would be my guess.
Oh no. In this case, it would be Copilot Power BI because it's Microsoft.
Oh yes, obviously.
Everything's Copilot.
BI is great actually. Stuff. I am. You get I am BI. I am BI. I am. Yeah.
Now, here's where the next like flavor of fun happens as well. So you have the Power BI wielders that think that they are the best thing since sliced bread. Then you have this other side of the coin, which are people who use a tool called Power Automate, also developed by our friends over at Microsoft. Now, credit where credit is due. Power Automate is actually really nice because you basically create blueprints to create tasks and automate things like on cloud services or even like spool up things like Docker containers and such and write rules. I think Power Automate is cool. But the problem you have is like, you have Power BI people go like, Power Automate, I can do that any day. That's simple.
Oh.
And that really sets off the Power Automate people because their tool is way more vast and complex and is actually doing stuff. So whenever you see them butt heads, oh, it's a masterpiece.
So it's basically the bog standard issue of vibe coders thinking they're coders, sort of thing.
Yep. In this case, it's vibe project managers thinking that they can save the world.
This is genuinely tell us all this time at this point. Oh, I am perplexed. I do believe would be the word most applicable here. It is always so annoying to hear whenever because it's so common. When you have just a tool specifically, at this point would say that these tools are specifically designed to make people think that they are more than they are. And it's
pretty much.
It's so infuriating because then you get okay. Maybe it's because I am specifically exposed to it due to my position. That could be it. But the amount of people you get who think they basically have like reworked the field and they are the new Einstein, just ready to the new Tesla, ready to change up the way man lives his life. And all of that simply because they just started using an AI tool that like sets up a boilerplate config file for them. It is way too high, the number of people like that.
These are the same types of people to where I always remember this incident because this is something that happened to Pickles, and Pickles like exploded the day this happened. This pissed him off so much. The same type of people who use Power BI in our organization are the same ones that go on Microsoft Excel, and when they want to add a new line inside of the same cell, they press spacebar enough times until they finally get a new line. And when Pickles had to use this Excel spreadsheet to basically push that data to finagle another object, it broke all the formatting because you just had like 60 characters of white space for no reason. All because our other guys don't know how to use Excel and don't know how to make a new line. Those are the same people commanding the Power BI.
It is disheartening to me just how low the standards for like managers are. It is baffling.
Oh yeah.
Like, it is my honest and genuine opinion that managers shouldn't have a higher or even the same skill level as the people they oversee, like whenever they're engineers or anything like that, because obviously the engineers are there specifically to be better. That's what they do. But
Yep.
if a manager wouldn't be able to do the job that the engineers do on their own, then that's a really big red flag. Simply because then, how are they supposed to know what they're managing?
Yeah, like there has to be a bar. Somewhere there must be a bar.
You don't have to be better, but you at least need to understand. That should be the minimum.
Yep. I agree 100%.
I get the edge of what's known in quantum flavor theory with GPT. I really get the edge. I mean, GPT has made a few mistakes on easy relativity stuff, but the rest is completely correct. Oh, that is a fun effect where where people. This is honestly terrifying when people use AI to learn, because the problem is that there's an extreme like survivorship bias there, because ChatGPT and AIs of any kind are really good at making things that look correct. Obviously, that's what they're trained to do. They're not really good at making things that are correct. And so, unless you know a topic, then when you ask an AI for it, then it will most likely hallucinate, and you will not be able to know that it hallucinated. Which is why people who learn from AI are always so difficult to teach. A while back ago, I had this person who was a curious specimen. Honestly, one of the most interesting people, like genuinely Chucky level.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's because, and listen to this, Quasar, they were a relativity denier. Can you imagine?
Oh.
Just like you have,
Wow.
just like you have flat earthers and anti-vaxxers, they were the same thing, but for relativity. It is wild to me, because usually when it comes to deniers of science, they deny basic things. Because, in order to get to the more advanced things, you need to develop a basic understanding of a field of science. And once you develop that understanding field of science, then you open your mind and then you become like more open to new ideas. But that person was
I've never met a relativity denier.
yeah, it was wild. They really disliked my video. I think it was breaking physics using math. I think that was the video, or something like that. Somewhere where I mentioned relativity. Yeah, I think it was that one, because over there I had tachyons which travel back in time. Yada yada yada. Irrelevant. The point is, they did that, and I went to their channel, and they had some videos in which basically all of them were basically like response pieces to relativity. Like, oh no, relativity doesn't work because ... Which, first of all, I should mention an important piece of context. Whilst relativity is not the most basic theory, I also wouldn't consider it an advanced theory at this point. Not because it's really simple, it isn't. It is quite complicated, quite convoluted. It requires you to be a bit of a specialist to get into it. But the reason why I wouldn't consider it that much advanced of a theory is because at this point it's widely accepted. If you like GPS, if you like wireless communication, I would even say, then you have relativity to thank. Like, we already use relativity. It is not considered an advanced theory, engineers use it, which is what my stand is for accepted theory. If engineers are using it, that means it has to be useful. And so, as such, denying relativity is curious, because that also requires you to make the leap that people are just lying to you when they tell you that they use relativity. It's a theory. The only like thing to show that the theory works is if you can use it and if it works. It's a very simple test.
Yep.
But anyway, the reason why I'm talking about this person is because I have looked into their videos and looked into their comments, and obviously in their comments there was a lot of people who were trying to explain relativity to them, explain why their points are incorrect, because they have made a lot of incorrect points. And I will never forget that when it comes to this person, they were replying to these comments, and almost every single one of the replies was, well, I asked AI and ... and then a quotes like copy of what the AI said. And even more specifically, that's another thing I won't forget, is their questions, like, even if their questions were good, the answers from an AI shouldn't be trusted in a topic like this. The even bigger issue, their questions weren't good, because they weren't asking like, how can, I don't know, something like a question like, I don't know, how can the space-time be curved? I don't know, something like that. They weren't asking it in a passive form like, how can space-time be curved? They were more asking it like, it doesn't make sense for space-time to be curved. Can you explain can you explain the effects of it seeming curved without being curved? So they weren't really asking AI for answers. They were basically asking AI to argue their point on their behalf. And my goodness,
That's incredible.
it is my honest and genuine belief that if someone doesn't understand the topic, 99 times out of 100, it is the fault of a teacher. But the people who study using AI are making that 1 of 100 really difficult.
I had a similar situation in the past. Not with that. This is like pre-AI era, pre-COVID era, even.
Oh, jeez.
And yeah,
people
like
lived at that
this
time?
person was a flat earther. Now,
Oh.
mind you, this person was one of my peers in the office, a fellow engineer. But what killed me was that he was a satellite engineer. He
No.
set up
No.
those terminals and had to account for curvature.
No, I refuse to believe. No.
I kid you not. I kid you not. Every when I ask him at times, I would say questions like, "Hey, so why do you have to adjust the antenna to compensate for the angle of the Earth? Like, why do you have to do that?" He's like, "Oh well, there are fluctuations in the microwaves that bounce up and down for no reason." I'm like, "But isn't it because the Earth is curved?" He's like, "You don't know that. It's not curved." I'm like, "What?"
This is...
So I had Pickles go and ask him as well. I was like, hey man, go ask this guy like if the Earth is flat. And he's like, "Nah, there's no way." So Pickles goes. He's like, "Hey, I saw this video about the Earth being flat," and the dude was like, "Yeah, I saw that one too. That's what I send my friends."
I am so curious. How? Because... Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Engineering of satellites and flat Earth,
Yep.
right? One of these had to come first. And it doesn't make sense for either one to come first.
It doesn't.
If you were... I'm assuming flat Earth came first, because otherwise, how would you ever study about satellites and then decide the Earth is flat? If flat Earth came first, then... why would you decide to study satellites? That should be an anathema. A pointless topic. It's kind of as if you believe that, I don't know, everything outside of Earth just disappears into nothingness and you decide to study rocket science. Like, what are you trying to do?
And the crazy part,
Like,
the man could set up the little satellites correctly. He did it without a hitch, flawlessly. He knew his craft, but in his mind, the world was flat.
that is like the 1984 levels of doublethink.
It was, because in my head, when I was talking to him, my mind's just going like, how many hoops did you go through? What gymnastics are you doing to arrive at this conclusion? Please, I was curious more than anything else.
I have to find that man. I have questions.
That to me was like another Tucky variant of just insanity.
I started to question my own sanity, because it... How can you even... No, it's genuinely. This is baffling. I thought
It'd be one thing if he sucked at his job. If he couldn't do it, all right, fine. He's just a dummy. But the fact that he could set up terminals flawlessly,
It's not even
but
that.
still,
It's not even that, because... Okay, so here's the thing. I think that people who are deniers aren't necessarily dumb. I don't like to think of them as dumb, because that's alienating. I prefer to think of them as misinformed. So if someone is an anti-vaxxer, they don't have to be dumb, but if they were just exposed to hyper-specific, misinformation, then they were basically manipulated. The issue I have there is that man's job was an everyday, precise counter-information to his entire belief system. Every day,
Yes.
that man woke up, went to work, spent 8 hours effectively just doing experiments disproving his theory, came back home and was like, you know what? Those satellites are orbiting around the disk.
And mind you, like, I sent you a screenshot. He would climb up towers like this and adjust things as needed.
I don't know how to react to this because this is
Baffling.
this is throwing me for a loop. Flat Earther satellite engineer is like a Monty Python sketch.
It is the biggest oxymoron I've met in a while.
I like usually at this point as a joke I do a hyperbole. I don't have one.
This man is the hyperbole.
Genuinely, from now on, that man will be my hyperbole. For when I need to point out how something is an oxymoron, I will use that man as my example because I can't come up with a hyperbole for this.
Now, mind you as well, you know, to add more flavor to this man was like a hard believer in whatever conspiracy you could concoct. Anything that could be a conspiracy, he's in on it. He supports that.
No, yeah, alright, but I mean, you know, like, it's kind of as if... Once again, I don't have a hyperbole for you. This is mental.
There's nothing for this. He is the satellite flat earther man.
I have no. It's kind of like the guy. If the guy I mentioned who was a denier of relativity, right? It's kind of like as if he was a professor teaching like Einstein's work at some university. That's the only like. What do you mean? How can you be
no
good
sense.
at a job that specifically requires your theory to be incorrect?
Yep, and mind you, so we had Pickles asking, but I was like, nah, we gotta have one more litmus test. Gotta get another as a quorum. So we had our other guy named Frank. Frank goes up and he's like, hey man, what do you think about the world? How is it? And starts probing some questions, you know. First it's about politics, then it segues into like the environment. Obviously, our flat Earth man, he denies climate change and all that, as to be expected. Mm-hmm. Then Frank builds up to ask the big finale question, and he says, "I think the world is flat." And Satellite Man responds with a yes. It's a hard yes. So three people have vetted that this man believes what he says. I want to believe he's a troll. Like, I want to believe this, but he just did not give that vibe. He might have been the greatest troll to ever exist, but I think because of all the other theories he was subscribed to, he was just way off the deep end on misinformed.
Because here, that's the important part. Like, a troll would be a troll if they were trying to sound ridiculous. And there are certain theories which are like spiteful, but don't have that level of ridiculousness, which people believe just because, well, they've been misinformed. And if it really does build up like that, then it can be a troll. How long have you been like in contact with him at a time? Because it's just.
He was my colleague for about like 6 years.
6
He
years?
never broke during the.
That's not a troll. Okay, no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking. So in my head, the only possibility was like, oh yeah, no. The guy must have been just joking around, like, oh, you know, like for a week you just happen to be working together, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna screw with these guys, right? I'm gonna make them think that I'm some kind of. No, 6 years.
Yep, 6 years.
No one can go this deep into a joke.
6 years is a long time. That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's just a walking oxymoron. That is my firm belief.
What's kind of hyperbole? Nothing.
There's no hyperbole for this guy. He is the hyperbole.
Oh my goodness, this is. My world is a bit askew right now because of this. I want to find that person. I'm not even mad at them or upset with them. I'm just. It's just
curious.
Like, yeah, it's kind of like if someone told you that there was a dragon flying around. Like, I don't want to fight the dragon. I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see the dragon.
He was a strange fellow because, you know, this is when I worked in Kuwait, and this is when the weather got up to like 52°C. It got ridiculous, and this man, he would just put on like his mask because we sometimes get sandstorms there, and he'd just go walking, just in the hot sun, out in the open for like 2 hours during his work shift. I never understood why. It was just like, why are you gonna go walk at 52°C? That's brutal. But he did.
Just a member of the Chucky Church, clearly.
He is definitely a Chucky board member.
There is the world is just ruled by a shadowy elite of Chuckies, and you just happen to be a chosen one who keeps meeting them, who keeps stumbling upon the Chuckies.
You know, I would love to bring this guy on the Make It Show, but unfortunately, after my time in the Middle East, I lost contact with him. His brother, though, was an even stranger entity.
I'm skeptical.
But I'm going to save that for another time.
I want... Eventually, one of the specials will just be, you give me a name, I'll find them. Who is Chucky? Oh, well... That's a story. That's a
mystery.
That's a story for another time. You know what, everyone? I need to get to work. Next stream, just remind me to tell you who Chucky is, and we'll tell you who Chucky is. But for now, I think I need to go. There's work. I need to, with clear head, review what I've actually written. I haven't been able to do that. So for now, that'll be it. Thank you so much for